What's up, YouTube? Or not?
Motherfucking Hershey's.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
Yeah, I'm Keith.
Curtis.
And I'm Ty.
Young.
I know the vibes, man. Y'all seen the thumbnail. Y'all seen the picture. Y'all know why y'all here. Black Swan tonight.
It's been highly requested.
First off, y'all, it's Black History Month, man. So I feel like this is just the perfect opportunity to segue into this. If y'all aren't familiar, this group has one of the members is black. She's
a Belgian born.
Yes, she's Belgian born.
If I'm not
What's her ethnicity? Well, nationality.
I think she's her ethnicity is Belgium or Belgians, but I think she's from. I think her heritage is Senegal, if I'm not mistaken. Her name is Fatou. She's not the first.
Yeah, she's not the
idol.
first.
She's technically the second. The girl she replaced
Was the first black
was
idol.
the first black one.
So is this a rotating roster or something happened?
No, it's a four-member group.
Some things happened, and the reason why
we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
after.
we'll talk about it after.
Because it's a whole bunch of shit. Because not only they also have a Brazilian member as well. Leia.
Is this a new group?
Debuted in 2020.
Well, no, because
we can jump right into the track and then we'll have our conversation after we're done. If you're not on the Patreon, jump on there. Depending on if this is a banger, we might do the live version
push the goddamn button
and put it on there, and then we'll have a whole bunch of other black content up for this month, just to give a huge, appreciation for just the black people and just the culture in general.
But every month is Black History Month.
For me, it is, but not for them.
If you black music, anything tied to black music,
Insert.
We'll talk about it.
Insert flame effect here.
Yeah, let's jump into this. I haven't reacted to the video. I know Fatu be looking good as shit. Get that shit knocked off the kitchen.
I already got it pulled. Yeah. That was Black Swan tonight. Now, correction.
2020.
Yeah, they debuted in 2020, so they are 4th gen. They were originally a quintet, but Yeme, I think that's how you pronounce it, Yeme. She left the group in 2020, like a month after they debuted and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So so currently the quartet now is Younghyun, Fatu, Judy, and Leia is the Mane.
And Leia is the Mane. And I know Fatu, she speaks like 6 languages or 7 languages.
She was born in Senegal but grew up in Belgium. I just want to make sure I got all her like background. Yeah, here we go right here. She speaks 5 languages: English, French, German, Dutch, and Hangul.
Yeah, and then recently is beef in the group.
Oh yeah, there was a scandal, which is one of the main reasons. Me and Nick been talked about this. That was one of the main reasons we didn't kind of want to touch it initially.
I was trying to wait for that to die down a little bit.
The scandal was just so much. Apparently, it was like a bullying thing. First, Leia kind of accused her of bullying,
and then she said it was
her
vice
mom.
versa.
Her mom came out and caused like a commotion and everything.
Who?
Leia's mom.
They said Leia's folks allegedly emailed sent text messages to like a news outlet and basically was talking about the bullying and everything all like that.
Kind of much like a slander campaign.
Yeah, but then they said Fatu
was bullying them.
said she was dropping like real shit though, like I guess she had receipts too or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it like was some back and forth and just a whole bunch of stuff there. But I didn't want to really dive into that. It really was.
I don't want to make their debut video about that, but that was something big, and that was a reason why we kind of waited, because I know people were asking about it.
What label are they on?
DR Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Smaller label.
No, the reason I asked is because usually labels wouldn't let any of that shit get out, and they would probably handle it in-house if they can.
They were deleting tweets, or if someone liked something, they would tell them to dead it and doing certain things to diffuse the situation.
Yeah, because they were really egging this on. And anytime race is involved,
they said it turned into a race war because
and it wasn't. Ironically, it was between the non-Korean members. It's literally Leia and
Leia was born in Brazil, so y'all know Brazil is a real big K-pop outlet. They said she was alleging that the reason they even have a majority of the fans is because of her being from there. People also took this as an opportunity to bash Fatu.
Yeah.
Just the whole you black, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Just that. Me personally, I wasn't going to turn this video into that. We can have that conversation if y'all want to.
I think we need to do a separate video about that.
Yeah, I didn't want to attach it to their video.
Their debut shouldn't be about this, but that happened, and that was the reason why we kind of took our time. But here we are. What y'all think about tonight?
It's a lot to unpack.
A little bit. Let me focus on the video though. So, you can call it what you want, but like every time Fatu was on screen with the rest of them, my eyes automatically were drawn to her. Maybe it's because she is the difference on screen, but every time she was on screen, even when the heads were stacked, I'm automatically drawn to her.
The coffee and the cream?
Honestly, as far as how she looks, does anybody remember the singer Desiree?
Yes.
She did the song Kissing You for Romeo and Juliet soundtrack and the song You Gotta Be.
No,
yes.
Fatu reminds me of her as far as looks.
She reminds me of somebody I seen on America's Next Top Model.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think what's her. I cannot remember her name.
She has a very strong presence.
It might be the girl where Tyra was like, "We were rooting for you."
It might be
funny because when you said that, I thought of like 4 or 5 different girls. It's a girl like that.
I think
not to be that person. It seems like it's a girl like that every season.
No,
one of them.
She definitely is.
But like even when she rapped, like her voice was like powerful. The cadence was okay, but her voice was powerful. It definitely was not something that we normally see. Maybe. I want to say like an EU from Everglow. Do you usually get a female rapper that comes across that like powerful in a group? I mean, of course you got your Jennies and whatever else. But I thought it was cool. I thought the video was shot really, really well. I thought a lot of the scenes and the coloring and the lighting was good. I like the different filters they used on some of the shots, like when they were all standing by the vending machine. It was kind of like a pale. Then this is very like the color pop. For a lot of these, the light in the background pops, and it's accentuated to stand out. I don't know. I thought the video was cool for what it was. I kind of got to look at it a little different different, but I'm trying not to give any information. But
Oh my god.
no, seriously,
No, I know what you mean. Though. I do know what you mean.
Art versus the artist sometimes.
right? But all these shots are dope. So there.
Taehyung. Speak your mind.
It was. I mean,
It's a safe place.
Is it though?
Yes, talk, nigga.
I wasn't feeling
Ty's
it,
normally
honestly.
respectful when he says his stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling it.
We
I
don't
mean,
lie.
they look good. They're visually appealing, but this song just wasn't it for me. I would like to see what else they got. You know what I mean? See if they can kind of redeem themselves. No pun intended. But yeah, the video was shot like I said. The production quality was cool. That was straight. It was just the song just was kind of just like for me. Sorry.
What are you sorry for? That's
I'm
your
not-
opinion,
I'm
bro.
not-
Hey,
no.
hey,
I'm like,
before,
it's your opinion. That's what
before
we
Kurt
did.
go off too, so I guess my thing is look at me negative. Say nah.
I was telling him he don't gotta be afraid here.
Yeah. I guess my thing too is that
I'm not about to have my brother
being
scared.
I'm not gonna completely turn this into a black thing, but anytime that we step into a new endeavor, it's best that we knock shit out the park a little bit to
We have to overachieve.
Right.
versus
To
some
prove that we
people who
belong.
might have like a. If this was any other group, this is a clean debut. Like you said, the video is stylistic. Everything is cool. It sounds radio friendly. It's the choreography is cool. Lighting, everything like just works. I really wanted to be wowed to death a little
Yeah.
bit.
Well, it's
'Cause
I guess I don't even like to say shoot and bail in scenarios because I feel like they still gonna do their thing.
You think this was like a safe debut?
I think it feels
Yeah.
just like a debut.
Yeah.
Like it just feels like, hey, this is a new group. Tell us how y'all feeling about them. I think the fact that other shit happened within the first 2 years of that, or is sad, is fucked up. But I feel like this is a safe. Obviously, this is not the only song, but I feel like this is a debut.
Something to
song.
get them on the radio,
because
get
they got
them, get the
they got a
momentum
new
started.
comeback. They comeback is
Yeah,
only 3 months old from now. So
they got more songs. So we're going to see what's up with that. But yeah, this definitely feels like a.
It's just and this that's probably too heavy.
No, go ahead.
Speak your
Like you got a Jackie Robinson your situation when you come into the to like.
You stepping,
Alright,
you
you're right,
stepping
it was
into
No. But that's
That's
absolutely
real,
that's absolutely
yeah.
the truth though.
It's just like and maybe that's too much pressure to put on this queen because it's not like she's responsible for everything as far as like it's not like I can't put all that on one person or just them because they might be like, well, Nick, fucking, they're not responsible for
The song
A,
choice.
B, C, D.
Right.
They just responsible for hard work and doing all the rest of the intangibles and other stuff that some people haven't had the opportunity to. But
I'm
for
not
20,
even one of them boys though, or I'm not even saying you. I'm not even on that time with this. I just feel like this is a safe song. It didn't really, was outside of Fatu being obviously, what I'm saying, a sister. It didn't break the whatever.
I get you.
Outside of that, it didn't like, oh my god, like wow me or anything.
I just
like
felt
that.
like if she wasn't black, this review might have been done in 2 minutes. Like
No,
not
I
even
mean,
being
no,
funny.
no, 'cause
yeah,
Like not even being funny.
A minute of me talking was just talking about how I was drawn to her looking at the screen. We cut that minute out. That's 10 seconds.
The
So-
crazy part is though, what's Judy and what's the other shorty name?
I only know Judy, Leia, and Fatu.
Nah, Judy and the Oni Young. Yeah, Young.
Oh,
They some
nah,
killers.
it's some they're a bunch of beautiful young
They
ladies.
some killers, bro.
Kurt, go off before we even run on tangents. I'm sorry, bro.
No, I thought
I'm not even
everything
gonna
was
get
shot
to
well,
the
as you
though.
said. I mean, the lighting, like, I thought a little bit of the way they set up their set pieces with everything was really cool too. Like, being called Black Swan or anything like that, and you see the kind of the silhouetted shot in the very beginning of the video. So I thought that was like really cool. I thought it kind of looked like a heart for a minute, the way their formation was with like the silhouettes and everything. So I thought there was like creative shots like that. It seemed like they had set pieces that weren't too crazy, but they really boosted it with like the lighting and the LEDs around the set and everything. So, and just knowing that it's a little bit of a smaller label, not to say you don't have money, but I think, they did a good job like being able to present a debut like that. I thought the song did sound like just audibly like a radio friendly, nice song. Like it wasn't something that personally blew me away or anything like that, but it was something that, you know, like I don't mind checking out any more from the group. Like it's never going to be something that just like deters me from seeing what else anyone has like in their arsenal. But yeah, like it's an okay song for me. It's not something I'm going to be coming back to per se.
Yeah.
But it's not like, you know, it's, as you said, the situation that unfolded and everything is a story. And yes, eyes are going to be on you if you're one of the first black, you know, K-pop idols or anything like that. That's not on you as like a responsibility, but inherently there will like that's something that's kind of like a byproduct of it. Yeah. But nonetheless, and just getting into her rap verse and everything, I thought like I did feel like her voice kind of took me a second to get used to, just because I didn't even know what she would sound like or anything like that. But she does have a powerful voice. Yeah. It was just the only thing that was a shame for me is like kind of what we talk about with most K-pop rap lines. It felt like it was like 6 lines. And I didn't really get to kind of feel
it wasn't much
the impact
absorb,
of it. Yeah. But aside from that, you know, I mean, yeah, it was solid. It just wasn't per se for me.
Yeah, it's definitely just one of those situations because, like we say often on here, it's like we're not gatekeepers, and we definitely not on the type time where we thinking a whole industry should be changed or anything else, all like that. Because whatever SK has going on for their music scene is working for their music scene, especially right now during a time where it seems like K-pop is at the height of its powers. But it's just one of those things for me personally. Once I heard it was like a black member, I can only imagine how many. All right, let's take ourselves for example. Lo, you've been on your K-pop journey for going on 8-9 months now.
July, so 7 months.
Yeah, you already talk about wanting to go over there and whether it's work with people or do anything. So imagine people who grew up like, you know what I mean, like wanting to do music and everything and literally just wanting to do that. Shorty has an opportunity that, if we being real, probably millions of other black little girls growing up wanted to kind of do. So regardless of the, like I said, the pressure and everything, to me, it just seems like that should be an opportunity. I don't want to say you want to squander, but just I would hope it hits because it might open the door for other people just like you to kind of do those things. Yeah, you know, which sounds like a lot of pressure.
And I want to correct myself because this is what we do here. She's the first black K-pop idol wasn't in Black Swan. Obviously, once we figured out they were 4th gen, we corrected that. The first black K-pop idol name was Alexandra Reed or Alex Reed. She was in a group called BP Rania.
Yeah, I had all that here for you if you want some of it.
Because like I knew what she looked like, but I forgot. I thought she was a part of the group too. I knew somebody had left the group, so I got the stories mixed up. Yeah, I knew somebody had left Black Swan prior to.
Alex Reed, history of the first black K-pop debut, or she was the leader.
We can give her own zone.
Yeah. She'll get there. That was her whole thing. But they definitely have 5-2 as like number 1, and then after that, mostly everybody who's in all of like K-pop technically are a lot of J-pop people. Yeah, it seems like they kind of a little bit more accepting over there as far as like they kind of have like 8 people already right now who are half and half. But yeah, that mostly was my spiel. Did anybody else have anything they kind of wanted to get their clip out?
I want to see that queen shine.
Yeah, like I said,
everything else aside.
This is just their debut. So we're gonna check out everything else and get to it. But yeah, man, what I like about this is the fact that because we've watched a lot of groups, right? This is probably, and we've watched a lot of groups from smaller labels. This is probably the smallest label group, you know what I'm saying? A label of everything like that. So you also kind of see what they have to work with and everything going on, and the challenge is already there, competing with the likes of some of our favorite groups or just all the groups that we've already looked at.
That's actually really nice to bring up because I guess if let's say like this was a situation and SM debuted or YG or let's say Hybe or one of those situations, which I really hope Hybe does when they do that girl group. I hope
even KQ or one of them.
Yeah, you see even a tier
like that.
How about
this? Dreamcatcher Company is, you know what I'm saying? Like because for all intents and purposes, like I said, what we originally thought when people were like, oh, they're a smaller group or a smaller company and everything like that, the numbers they do compared to, you know what I'm saying, and just everything like that, you see it's a stark difference in that and just how promotion and everything kind of like affects you. My only question with them is, what is their concept beyond we have 2 non-Korean members?
Yeah,
That's kind of what I want to get.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say this group debuted on SM, right? Or Hive, or one of the big 3.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that would change because this is like the NBA or the NFL? It's a copycat. It's a copycat league, right?
So it would have changed the whole culture,
right? Would other labels now look for and want to bring in people of color
if it works? Yes,
right. Especially if it works.
If it works,
I think
yes.
also because let's not act like it's a
black thing.
Well, no. What I was gonna say is, let's remember, more people over here are not. We don't. I'm pretty sure the number of people thinking let's go to Korea to pop off is not that high for black people. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when you.
Well,
black.
they didn't have to be Western black because she's not.
Well, she's. Well, I use when I say black, I mean black people of color in America or
in America.
People of African descent for America. That's the term black. It's Americans. So. When I say that, that's what I mean.
Okay.
I don't think the average person, because how many, like I said, up until July, I didn't even know their industry was this fucking big. I literally only heard of BTS, and I couldn't tell you if you had shown me them before that time. I couldn't tell you.
Couldn't pick them out of a lineup.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
why.
saying?
That's why I preference
So-
mine when they grew up listening, or that's something they wanted
Exactly.
to do. It would only be that.
I feel like
section
most of the
people.
kids, most of the black people you will see that go to be trainees, except for the first one. The first one actually was that, but she was in contests and doing stuff and traveling around and everything like that. But outside of anomalies like that, how many kids, little black kids, are even thinking about K-pop? Or maybe now they starting to see BTS and see, the exposure and stuff like that more. But prior to the whole kind of Korean explosion of 2021, I want to call it, it's not even a thing. So I also think if you had more groups go over there and try to, because we know the producers over there, go over there and work and everything like that in the industry, and some choreographers and stuff like that too. So I'm not a person who thinks there needs to be black idols. I think now if someone goes over there and tries out and they're qualified, I would hope that they get the proper shake. And from what it sounds like, they will get a proper shake, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. I think it's more of a if it fits what the company is trying to do. So I never want to push in there to like, y'all need to do this. Y'all need to do that. Only thing I ask for is cultural appreciation and respect with the music that you kind of sampling everything, or the people that you work with. And I think that ice is already melting too. But before we can even get to something like a big merger, I feel like it's just a lot of ice that has to be melted. Like I said,
but it doesn't even have to be that though. So right, let's say SM did debut a group with a black member and it popped off. How many times have we heard stories with Korean people where record labels have gone out and approached them? They don't necessarily have to go to SK. Like they can be popping on YouTube or something, and a group and a label will approach them to be in their group. It doesn't necessarily have to be, I grew up on this, let me go over there.
Now this is where I counter that point with what I just said. Now think about this. You a YouTube star or Instagram star or whatever like that, whatever TikTok star or whatever like that, you popping off, you got songs or you dancing or whatever, right? Dancing's not even popular over here right now anyway, but I'm just gonna entertain it. You popping, your dance is popping, and you can sing or whatever like that, right? SM approaches you. You've never heard of SM. They say, we got NCT, you know what I'm saying? Or you could probably be part of NCT. The next
What the fuck is that?
QC.
I'm taking a QC deal.
And they say you can get on the song. Your
I'm
first
taking
song
a
to get up
QC
with
deal.
Lil Baby.
Your first song is like Lil Baby or City
300 Entertainment approach Atlantic Records. Well, I don't know. They're going through some stuff.
Yeah.
Right now. But TDE approach you. Whoever the fuck, Rock Nation. You know what I'm saying? Is and I think that's a big thing too. That these American, we already talked about the American companies already kind of having like, gatekeeping and everything like that. If for groups that try to market or pop over here. So imagine if you think they don't catch wind and see like, yo, that'll happen. Like I said, it's already.
But that's an ignorance thing. That's not necessarily a label wouldn't go over it and do it. Like that's, I hear what you're saying, but I don't think that's relevant to the point I was making.
Hold on. Also, too, in fairness to like SM and Hive, they've been wanting to do some of this stuff.
Right.
SM wanted to come to America. That's the whole neo culture technology thing. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be a SM, like a NCT United States.
Right.
Where,
so
it's a group.
But if it
high-
popped off, like, do you think that would catch fire?
If it's hot. If
Right.
it's
that's what
hot,
I'm
it's
saying.
hot.
If they do it right, I think it will pop. I don't think you can do a if you do like an NCT America, I think you have to have American members in there.
I think that was going to be the thing, though. It's just
Yeah.
going to be a
But,
rotation of
but
seven
would you
different
have
American,
would you
like,
have
know.
American Korean members or Korean American members?
I'm pretty sure one member would be Korean.
At least depends.
You
on
don't
how
think
big,
it would be exclusively Korean American?
depends on how big the roster is, bro. The what you call it's not exclusively Korean. They got a Chinese unit.
No, he, yeah.
If you mean Asian, if you mean
okay, Wavy.
It's
yeah,
a Chinese unit.
It's Chinese unit, yeah. And then they
That
got
was
Japanese members.
that was a big thing before.
That's
They
a
didn't
very
have
big deal.
they didn't have C-pop. Well, C-pop was its own thing, but
Yeah.
SM and all these other companies integrating Japanese and Chinese people into Korean music and stuff was like a whole. That's a 2-hour conversation
in itself.
in itself.
Because Everglow got a Chinese member. They got
Dreamcatcher,
Xi'an.
Handong is
No, not
Chinese.
Xi'an. Why am I keep calling her Xi'an?
Handong is Chinese as well, and you know, like they used to have their challenges over there too. Like obviously, initially, well, maybe Nick knew this, but I didn't know. Like you know, they have like a thing between
Yirin,
countries
that's
and
her
everything
name.
like
Sorry.
that. I didn't, you know, like I said, I know what I know about my people and what I knew about over here and everything like that. So when you do the knowledge on everything, you kind of find out. So that kind of stuff and the prejudice and whatever like that it's in there, and I think companies are all about whatever sells a lot of times too.
Yeah, they think it's
I
about
think
the
it's
dollar.
more
But I
the
also know that people are
who-
so rooted in their traditions that sometimes they don't want to break their tradition no matter how much it sells because they don't want to sell out to what they believe, even if what they believe is not technically right.
And
you know
in
what I'm
the
saying?
East, that type of thinking is so prevalent in the Eastern world. Where
But that was the reason for my
holding on to
question.
your values, like Confucianism is a big thing over there. Like Taoism, Confucianism, if I'm not mistaken. But it's big on retaining your principles and history and your culture. The way things are done is the way it's supposed to.
Here's the way it's always supposed to be.
Yeah, so that whole type of thing. Imagine that going with people. So seeing a Black Star or whoever the fuck kind of just in there will always be a thing for a while until there's a paradigm shift within the people.
But that was the exact reason for my question because like saying that exactly what you said, saying that even if it is popular, even if it does pop, oh, this is the outlier. This might not be something that's sustainable. We're not going to sacrifice our values for something that's not sustainable.
I just think if they do an NCT America and obviously they get people from over here,
But
it's going to have to be
I still
diverse
think
if
that
it's
was
really
I still
effective.
think that would be different. Having an NCT America where it's almost
I
a
think they would
given
promote- I
as
think they would
opposed to
promote
bringing
over here.
one
I think they
over.
would promote
They
them
do,
over here
but
that's-
with
Wavy
anything.
Wavy promotes with Label V and everything.
But I think
over
that's
in
still.
China. So
I think that would still be different than let's
Shit,
say.
I want them to have a J unit. In
Let's
Japan
say
'cause they got Yuta and a couple
that's
other
like
people.
taking a person of color, whether it be American or whatever, or French or Black French or whatever, and putting them in Blackpink. It's different than having a Blackpink subunit, which might have those type of members. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that would be different.
I just think especially with the trajectory that K-pop is on right now, and with more and more you're seeing, like I said, the producers, black or hip hop and R&B producers are over there already. In full swing, kind of just
Because
like
what we were
working
talking
with
about,
them.
Rodney Jerkins, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And a lot of the K-pop producers, the sounds and everything, the guys that they like to work with, some of their people that they look up to are hip hop and R&B producers.
Yeah, SM grabs a lot of their
At the end of
songs.
the day, too, Keith, I just hope when they do those type of situations, like when they come back to do the SM US, I just hope talent should outshine and be the main focus of
Over all
everything.
the superficial
So I
shit.
hope, regardless of color or anything else, whoever is the most talented rappers, vocalists, dancers in the United States when they go to audition should be the people who are selected and that.
Yes,
They get a
I'm
trap
going to tell
rapper,
you.
that shit a drill rapper. That's gonna be
I'm going to tell you that's going to be a yes and no thing, right? Because
As far as talent?
as far talent over everything, because essentially, we take color.
Well,
out.
I mean,
We take
things
color
that
out,
we
but
things that I know we know too, because
gotta
obviously
be a
you have to
visual.
be a visual,
Right.
So just the full package, and honestly, that's everything. One time we was talking about it like that's just SK shit. That's been America shit for a while with a lot of shit where it's like, yo, you got the votes, but you don't look the part. So maybe you should ghostwrite for somebody.
No, that's
you know
always
what I
been
mean?
that.
background.
We
sing
talk about that
backgrounds, vocals.
we kind of talk about that with like Lizzo or or
Kelly
even
Price.
right Kelly Price,
We
even the
mentioned
show The
Jennifer
Voice.
Hudson when we said it.
Even the show The Voice was made because that's how the industry
Sid
is.
not,
Sid
like,
is
I
another
can't,
one.
I can't believe Sid didn't pop, but then
even though I think some of them like being in that lane
the
too.
average,
though.
I think
Yeah,
I don't
some
think
like
it's all
being-
a problem. But like I said, Sid is because she's not
Because Sia don't want to be in front of the camera.
Is a lesbian. I think she, if I'm not mistaken, I think she does identify as that and everything. And plus, like I said, an unorthodox look for a singer singing her style of music, you know, R&B and everything like that. So that's a, you know, like I said, it's not just Korea that does that. America is very visual as well.
Very superficial.
Yeah. So
we're not about to get our wish because it ain't like we was pounding on the table for this. But the whole island too with Hybe, that's supposed to be that's supposed to be whoever. It's just supposed to be whatever female is talented is going to get a shot at it, and that group can be whoever. That's not just a K-pop group, to my knowledge, because they letting everyone throughout the entire world audition.
Yeah,
I would hate to have to look at those tapes, man.
So a lot of people killing shit from all over.
I think that one of the bigger things outside of, you know, differences or prejudice or whatever the fuck, like I said, as far as more black people being into K-pop, first of all, you have to the ice has to be melted between the two people, between the cultures and the people and everything like that. Now I think K-pop, like the music, is going to be the biggest melter of said ice, but I think it also needs to be other things too between that, because our people, we don't naturally react unless you're in the military and you're stationed over there, unless you live in places with high concentration of Korean people, like California. I mean, we have Korean neighborhood here. Alani is pretty much like a very big Asian neighborhood, a bunch of Korean people that live there. But unless you have to interact with people, there is going to be ice between you, and then because of the way America,
good interactions,
and that's what. No, I was just about to get to that. Because of the way America is, most of the interactions you've seen publicized with black people, black Americans and Koreans, has usually been negative, and on both sides too. Let's just being fair. It's been negative on both sides because of prejudice and racism, which comes from a lack of understanding. But that's a deeper, darker
spill with the chopsticks in here.
They was just lying on the table. So, but yeah. So I think, like I said, I would love to see more interaction. I won't necessarily say I need to see more people in K-pop because it's fucking K-pop.
Right.
So unless you're like a black Korean, you know, you're mixed and born over there, then something else like that, then I don't need to see it, but to see it would actually be intriguing, or see how they even incorporate it and pull it off, and just, you know, vice versa with everything like that. I just think, I think it's all interesting. I don't think anything's mandatory, but I definitely want to see the ice melted between our people with the music being.
I think the entertainment industry as a whole is kind of melting that, because like how many people talked about Squid Game?
Yeah,
but how many people also was.
We're gonna table the show.
Yeah.
Just because we'll get into a little bit more.
We got more shit to react.
Let's react to
their debut video.
Yeah, we about to do their comeback.
Okay.
So like, comment, subscribe, share, #Redeemers. Give us some input on here. Like I said, the whole point of us doing some of these videos is for us to really communicate with you guys and to really touch the pulse of what's going on in the K world when it comes to some of these conversations. Other YouTube and analysts who, you know, identify and do some of these videos aren't talking about it, but we talk about that shit here. Yeah, join the Patreon. It's gonna be we're gonna have to come back on there, and also this month we'll have a couple other open discussions about just blacks and K-pop all together. So pay attention to the Patreon.
From an influential standpoint,
yeah,
and from, you know, everything. Like
yeah. So just pay attention to the Patreon. We love you guys to death. We're gonna holler at y'all.
Happy Black History Month.